I feel like I look like an egg today. It doesn't matter what I look like. My dad told me to bring a coat and a beanie today. He was being very dad-like. It's like 50 degrees. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing okay. We're at Turkey Mountain. It's a place in Tulsa on like Riverside. And I'm spending my last day here in Tulsa. Yeah, the last time I was here was the last time I visited my family. I like to come here and visit every time that I visit my family. It's currently January 3rd. It's about 12:30 p.m. on January 3rd, 2023. And I thought that I would bring you guys along with me for the ride. Usually while I'm out here, I channel messages from spirit, from the divine, from my ancestors. I feel very connected to this place. So if I get any channel messages throughout, I will share them with you, of course. But yeah, let's just enjoy the view while we're here. I've learned that my LA self now gets really cold even in like 50-degree weather. So we have a hoodie, a tank top, a jacket, 2 pairs of pants, the Doc Marten boots, and a beanie. I'm chilling. I feel comfy. But I wanted to talk about how one of my biggest goals for 2023 is to just enjoy the downtime and to really just appreciate and cherish the moments where we're doing nothing, because those are the moments that we find the most growth. So that's just one of my biggest goals for 2023, is to not work so hard and to not pressure myself into creating something or doing something when I don't need to. I truly love this place because it has saved me so many times. There's nothing really special about Turkey Mountain. It's not even really a mountain, it's just like a hill, but it does give you a good view of like downtown Tulsa, and it's just really peaceful and really quiet, and there's never really a lot of people out here. It's like one of my sacred spaces, and I just feel very connected to nature. I love nature. Like, going for walks and being outside in nature is one of my favorite things of all time, and I feel like I don't get to do it enough, and that's on me. So that's another goal for 2023, is to just get outside more, to be in nature more. You guys see me go for walks and runs all the time, but that's just like in my little neighborhood. I want to expand beyond that. I want to get into the woods, into the nature. I love getting lost. Like, truly, that's one of my favorite things. And I know that might sound weird, but I love getting lost in places that I kind of know. I personally don't think the new year really starts until March, when we have the spring equinox, because winter is still upon us. Winter is still happening. I feel like we're not really in the new year until spring, when winter ends. Of course, in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's different for you. But another resolution I have is like health, and to remain healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, and to not lose that, and to prioritize myself, and to really make sure that I'm putting me first. One of the things I've been feeling lately, and I didn't think I was going to talk about it while I was on this hike, was that I've been feeling kind of overlooked, and I've been feeling like an afterthought with other people in my life, especially family and people who I considered close friends. It's like people don't really check on me. People don't really think about me first. It's usually me who's the one reaching out to people. It's usually me who's the one who's putting myself in other people's lives. And so I just want to make sure that I'm making myself the first priority, because that has to be why other people are thinking of me as an afterthought. I don't want to feel like an afterthought. So putting myself first is a big goal for me in 2023. Oh, another thing that I really want to focus on is quality over quantity, because I am really good at just creating content. I could just have a bunch of content and a bunch of things created, but I don't want to do quantity anymore. And that goes for friends too, like friends and people in my life. Like, I prefer quality over quantity this year. I'm going to make sure that the content that I'm creating is content that I want to be creating. It's content that I'm putting a lot of like thought and effort and heart into, as well as friends and people around me. And anything that I'm doing, I want to make sure that it's quality, not quantity. So these walks are always just so inspiring. I'm getting a channel message. I feel like I've been talking about myself a lot throughout this walk, which is cool. I'm allowed to. It's my channel, you know. But I was getting this channel message that this year, 2023, is a 7 year in numerology. 2 + 2 + 3 = 7. Sevens are all about good luck, fortune. It's the 7th house about relationships, how you relate to other people, how you relate to other things. So expect all of that to be a focus for you this year. But I'm getting something about change. And now normally the 7s don't really talk about change, but I'm an intuitive reader. I'm an intuitive human being. So I just kind of go with what I'm hearing. But I've been seeing all of this moss and it's making me think about how my favorite color has changed. My favorite color now is like green. I love all greens, like dark green, forest greens, pastel greens, lime greens. I just love the color green. I'm even wearing green today. My boots are also green. I don't know if you could see that or not. That was probably the worst angle to be showing you, but whatever. Green has become one of my favorite colors, and it never was. So what I'm getting here is that your tastes are going to change. It's possible that your favorite color is going to change. And I'm getting something about like taste buds as well. Now, I'm pretty sure that our taste buds change every 7 years. I'm not a doctor, don't quote me on that, but I think that's right. And I discovered this year, right before 2023 started, so the end of 2022, that I really like tuna. Like fresh tuna, like fresh caught tuna with like avocado and lemon and sesame seeds and pepper. And I've never liked tuna before because I could never get past the smell. When I went to Miami, I experienced like fresh fish, you know? So basically what I'm getting here is this message for you is that embrace the changes that are coming to you this year, because your spirit team, your guides, your angels, your ancestors, the universe is answering your prayers, answering your calls. I'm hearing that some of you have cried a lot in private, and now the universe is going to bless you in public. That's what I'm hearing. But it all starts with you accepting the changes that are coming, accepting the changes that are happening. Your tastes may change. The kind of people you want to be around may change. Some of you, I'm getting something about like something you used to do in like elementary school or high school is going to be coming back up for you this year. Like for myself, I really want to get back into volleyball. I love volleyball and I miss it. I played a lot of tennis in high school and tennis growing up, and I love tennis, but I'm more of like a spectator to the sport now. Like I want to go to the US Open again this year and just watch more tennis because I love tennis. I love the sport and I understand it very well. I'm better at coaching it than I am playing it. But volleyball is one of those sports that I just freaking loved. I'm 6'1", and I was like an outside hitter. In high school, I played on a girls' team. We didn't have a guys' team, and I only played for 1 year, but I loved volleyball. I used to play it outside of school all the time, and I really want to get back into it. I miss hitting, I miss digging, I miss setting. I was a really good defensive specialist too. Like I love just like diving after the ball and getting that ball back up and putting the ball back in play. Like I just love volleyball. So if any of you have a volleyball league or are also looking for a volleyball league in the California, Los Angeles area, hit me up. I miss it, but that's something I want to do too, is get back into it. So that's kind of what I'm getting for some of you, is that something that you used to do in high school, maybe it's a sport, maybe it was an extracurricular activity, maybe it was a hobby. It's coming back for you this year because it's a part of you, and it's a part of you that doesn't get to die. It's a part of you that you don't get to get rid of because it's part of you. It's part of something that makes you you. It lights you up. It makes you happy. It gives you purpose. It gives you motivation, and that's what Spirit wants for you this year. So embrace the changes that are happening. Some of you, your favorite color might be changing. Like maybe your whole life, your favorite color has been pink, and now all of a sudden it's gonna be black or maroon or like a dark purple. I don't know. But you'll see what I'm talking about as the year goes on. Just embrace these changes that are coming for you because it's a part of your manifestation. It's a part of what you've been asking for. Some of you, I'm getting something about like fitness too. All of a sudden this year, you're going to be very motivated to be fit, to work out, to go for walks, to go for runs, to hit the gym, to be on the treadmill. For some of you, it's going to be travel. Like maybe you've been in the same spot for a really long time or for all of your life, and now this year you're going to start traveling. You're going to start visiting new cities, new states, heck, I don't know, maybe even new countries. And that's all a part of the manifestations that you've been having. It's the universe saying, we've heard you. It just requires you to embrace the changes and to take a little bit of action. Embrace the change, babe. I feel really good about this year, honestly. I don't know why I'm channeling like for the year ahead, but I am, and it feels really good. It feels like we're gonna get to breathe. It feels like we're going to finally start to see results of all the hard work. I keep hearing that, like your hard work has paid off or your hard work is paying off. So don't give up. Ever, regardless of what anybody is saying, regardless of what you're telling yourself. That's just your ego trying to protect you, and we all have an ego, and your ego is valid. Take some time to sit back, to relax, to write down the things that you want to accomplish, and watch it all come into being because you deserve it. Your soul knows that you deserve it. God, the angels, the universe knows that you deserve it, so it's going to happen, period. I was hearing the song A Moment Like This by Kelly Clarkson while I got here today. And that song was released in 2002, so 2002 could be significant for some reason, but maybe you need to go listen to that song. There's a lyric where she talks about, I can't believe it's happening to me. People wait a lifetime for a moment like this. You're gonna have moments like that this year, 2023, that people have waited a lifetime to have. And some of you have been waiting lifetimes to achieve things that you're going to achieve and have in 2023. I came here for this shot specifically. It looks like it's growing. There's something about Tulsa that I feel like is going to be growing, blossoming, blooming throughout the next few years as well. Fun fact, it's like in the top 25 for most up-and-coming cities because Oklahoma has a lower cost of living. The minimum wage in Oklahoma is still $7.25, I believe, so that needs to be worked on. But I do believe that people are moving to Oklahoma, to Tulsa specifically, to experience more of that like city life, but to experience it in a more lower cost of living vibe. So if you're looking at Tulsa, Oklahoma, I recommend. I wouldn't move to Midtown and I wouldn't move to North Tulsa. Those are two spots you do want to avoid. I've lived here for like 7-8 years now. My family lives in Broken Arrow, Tulsa area. Broken Arrow is nice, but it's also like overhyped and overrated. And there's something about the people in Broken Arrow where they think that they're richer than they are and they have this like snobby mentality. Not all of them, but there are people in Broken Arrow who think that they're like rich and like famous and like a big deal. And it's all a facade, it's all a game. It's like them trying to pad their ego, but that is what it is. I said what I said. Come for me if you want. I probably won't read your response anyway. But yeah, the Broken Arrow is nice. It's just overpriced considering like Tulsa and Bixby are very close and don't cost as much for some reason. But yeah, that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Take it or leave it, just in case you thought about moving to the Tulsa area. I recommend it if you want like a little bit of a city life, but you still like the country and there not being like a bunch of people around. It's just not for me. I don't like this area. It's fun to come visit my family and it's fun to come back to Turkey Mountain, but if I didn't have family here, I would not be coming back ever. That's just the truth. Also, I was getting that some of you may be changing careers this year. This may be the year that you finally do the career that you want to, or you just change paths and create the career for yourself that you want to have. Some of you are going to really learn that you don't need other people to make you successful. You don't need other people to support you for you to have the things that you want to have. You're going to see that you're the leader, you're the entrepreneur, you're the businessman, woman, business person, etc. I'm just getting that for some of you, you're going to be like, you know what? I went to college for this. I thought this is what I wanted to do. I maybe got into it for the wrong reasons because I do see people feel like they have to go to college. They have to become like a doctor so they can have the salary. But it's so unrealistic, especially if that's not something that you enjoy doing, you know? But anyway, I'm getting that some of you are going to be like realizing like, I don't even want to do this anymore. Let's shift, let's change, let's transition and do something that I do want to do. And that leads me to something else I was hearing. I'm getting that some of you feel like you're not on the right path or you're looking for validation as to whether you're on the right path or not. But here's the thing, no one's going to validate you. The universe isn't going to validate you either until you validate yourself. There's no such thing as receiving validation from other people unless you validate yourself. People can tell you're doing a great job. People can tell you, oh yeah, you're on the right path, but it won't matter because you won't believe it unless you truly believe that you're already on the right path. So if you're seeking validation outside of yourself, you'll never get it. Truth, honesty. But some of you woke up this morning, you're on the right path because you're awake, you're living, you're breathing, you're on the right path. You're always on the right path, in my personal opinion. Now, sometimes we veer off the path, sometimes we step off the path, but I feel like that's also a part of the process. So you're still really on the path. You're just on a different path. And while I've been walking, I've been remembering that Hindu proverb that really stuck out to me in 2022. And I feel like I'm going to be bringing it with me into 2023. And the reason I've been like remembering it is because I chose a different trail today. I went down a different path that I've never been on. But I was getting the Hindu proverb about all paths lead to the same destination. So it doesn't matter which path you choose. It just matters that you choose a path. The only person who is wasting time is the one running around the mountain telling everyone that their path is wrong. So don't listen to the people who are telling you that your path is wrong. They don't even know where they're going. They don't even know what they're doing. They're busy running around the circle, running around the mountain, wasting time. Truly, that proverb really helped me a lot, especially when people would like doubt my intuition or doubt what I was doing with tarot reading, doubt what I'm doing with makeup, doubt my path. The thing is, it's not their path. They don't get to have a say in it. If I'm happy, if I am content, and if I'm finding joy in the things that I'm doing, creating, moving forward with, then that's all that matters. Everybody else can suck it. Everybody else can get to the back of the line because it's not their life. It's my world. They're just living in it. That's something else I was hearing today. It's like, it is my world and everyone else is just living in it, but it's also your world and everyone else is just living in it. But there are going to be people who like have their own lives too. Like, the world does not revolve around you, but your world revolves around you. It's just that everybody else's world does not revolve around you, if that makes sense. It's a new download today, but hopefully that makes sense. So here's how you know if you're on the right path or not. Did you wake up this morning? Yes. Did you brush your teeth? Did you put on clothes? Did you shower? Did you eat a meal? If yes to most of those things, you're on the right path. Here's also how you can tell you're on the right path. Do you feel joy when you're creating the things you're creating? Do you feel joy going to work every day? Do you feel joy and contentment when you get home? Are you constantly thinking of new ideas? Are you getting enough rest? Are you talking to yourself? Are you journaling? Are you meditating? Are you communicating with spirit or your faith or whatever you believe in? Because I know not everybody believes in God, and I know not everybody believes in like supernatural, the universe, whatever, but I do personally. I just will never ever push those beliefs onto you. And I think it's really cool if you do listen to me despite my own beliefs, because that just proves that people can exist around each other without having the same beliefs. You don't have to believe the same things as me to support me, to vibe with what I'm saying, to resonate with me and my energy. You can believe whatever you want. I am not one of those people who's into fear mongering, and I'm not one of those people who's into like sheep herd mentality. No, I want everybody to think for themselves. I want everybody to come to their conclusions on their own. I want everybody to live the life they want to live. But if you are living the life you want to live and you're actively trying to get to that life that you've been trying to live and wanting to create for yourself, then you're on the right path. If you feel called to something and you're listening to that calling, you're on the right path. No matter what it looks like right now in this current moment. Maybe you've been in bed for 2 weeks. Maybe you got sick and couldn't go to work, couldn't go to school, couldn't do the things you wanted to do. Doesn't mean you're not on the right path. It just means you needed to slow down. It just means the universe said, hey, we have something better planned for you. We have something else in mind. It is what it is. Everything happens the way that it's supposed to happen. I'm a firm believer of that. And everything that's meant for you will happen and will be for you. You signed a soul contract. That's what I believe. You signed up for this before you came onto this earth. So it'll get done. And if it doesn't get done in this lifetime, it'll get done in another lifetime. But we don't have to talk about the reincarnation, rebirth process. That's a deep one that we don't have to talk about today. But truly, what's meant for you will never miss you. Take whatever resonates for you. Take whatever you feel like taking. Leave the rest. Come back and watch this at another time. It'll be on the page probably forever. So you can always come back and listen to this whenever you want. I love these walks. Like, I just love these nature walks. There's something else I've been really wanting to talk about, and I had to sit down for this one. My grandma died. My mom's mom died on December 11th, 2022. And I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to happen. The universe shows me things. You guys know that by now. If you don't know that, the universe shows me things. I don't know exactly what's going to happen all the time. Nobody really does. There's always like an element of surprise, but the night before she died, we had a weird storm in California, in Los Angeles. It doesn't really rain a lot there. And we had a weird storm, and I just felt like something was ending, like something was over. And there was a lot of like thunder, and I saw lightning, and God just told me that something was about to go down. And then the next morning I woke up and I had a text message telling me that my grandma had died. Now, this is a really weird thing for me because I wasn't close to her. And I don't really want to use names. I'm just going to use like grandma, uncle, cousin, things like that, because I don't want to give people attention, and I don't need anybody going to like find out who these people are. These people are not people who were involved in my life, really, not much of it. The last time I saw and or spoke to the grandma who passed away was when I was like in high school, and we never really got along. What I really know about her is that she was a chain smoker. She smoked a lot of cigarettes, and she played cards, and she didn't do much with her life from what I knew from her. There's some stories that we don't have to talk about. It's not my business to drudge all of that up. And she was like a security officer at my uncle's church, which is a whole other story. The thing I want to talk about is my mom, because this is my mom's mom and it's been affecting her, and she feels like it's partially her fault and she just feels bad about it. But the thing is, that part of the family really cut us out and really shut us out and shunned us. They live in Pennsylvania and my parents and family live in Oklahoma. So my mom had to drop everything. She had to take time off from school. She's a teacher, and she drove 17 hours straight with her and my two sisters to Pennsylvania to help with the funeral services and things like that. Now, here's the part where it gets tricky. My grandma had set it up where my mom and her brother, my uncle, were supposed to do everything 50-50 and supposed to split everything and supposed to come to an agreement on the decisions. The problem is that my uncle rushed everything and did everything on his own, and there was nothing for my mom to sign. There was nothing for my mom to okay. He just did it all himself. And my mom didn't get to have a say in any of the funeral services and any of the arrangements like she was supposed to. Anytime she brought anything up to them, they would say, well, that's what she told you, as in like that's what my grandma told my mom. Because my mom and my grandma did talk pretty regularly on the phone. My mom would call her almost every day or as much as she could to try to talk to her. My mom was a good daughter, and I need her to know that. So Mom, if you're listening to this, you were a good daughter. You did the best you could given the circumstances and given the fact that you were shunned and you were not loved by these people. This is hard for me to talk about because, like I said, it's not really my story, but it's something that's been affecting me. It's something I've been thinking about and I haven't been talking about. So this is just me using my platform to talk about it. And I didn't really know what medium to talk about this in. So my mom had also asked my uncle to not do the viewing or the funeral service on my sister's birthday because my sister had a birthday on December 15th. And this was like the same week of my grandma's passing. And my mom was like, we can do it before, we can do it after, but just please don't put it on Ariana's birthday, my sister's birthday. He didn't listen. He did what he wanted to do, which is pretty typical because he thinks that he's like some big bad pastor and he's like the judge, the juror, whatever. And they made the viewing on my sister's birthday. So my sister had to share her birthday on the viewing of my grandma's passing. The thing that frustrates me the most is that that family was not a part of our family. My grandma told me so many times how much she didn't love me and how much she loved her other grandchild more. She has another grandchild. My uncle has a wife and a daughter, and that was like her favorite grandchild. That was the grandchild she did everything with. Whatever, it's not a big deal. It's just that I was never a part of that family. And my grandma also used the F word, faggot, a lot. She hated gay people. She hated people who were different than her. And she was very loud about that. And I know that it's like a different generation and she grew up differently. And I've always just tried to be accepting of that. But it's also bullshit. And that's why I didn't talk to that side of the family, because they're very much about themselves and they think one way and they think that their way is right. And another thing that upsets me is that anytime my mom would try to call my uncle out for the way that he acts, he would just say, oh, that's the devil talking. That's the devil in you talking. And people who do that have a problem. People who use religion against you are the problem. Religious trauma is something I've been picking up on while I'm out here walking, and I feel like I'm one of those people who's supposed to be talking about it because I'm supposed to be helping people to find their own divinity and find their own faith and find their own beliefs, which is why I don't go to church. It's why what I do is outside of the church, because you don't have to go to church to find God. You don't have to go to church to believe in a higher power. That's why I don't, because a lot of times the church is very greedy, very gluttonous, very self-absorbed. I've asked God before, why does it feel like these people are not actually praying to God? Why does it feel like these people are not actually worshiping a higher power? And God has told me because they're not. They're worshiping themselves and then using God as a crutch or using God as a backboard. It's like they hide behind the word of God, the name of God, but they don't actually worship or believe in God. They believe in themselves and they do what they want to do. So that just really upset me. And my mom also said that during the funeral service that my uncle put her and my sisters on like the other side of the room away from all of the family. They were very ostracized and very separated. And then there was also a slideshow, and my mom said that there were like 2 pictures of her and my sisters in a 400 photo slideshow. The whole slideshow was my uncle, my uncle's family, my grandma with her other granddaughter. There were no pictures of me, my brother. It made it look like my mom wasn't even her daughter. Also, my uncle used it as a show for himself to get up there and to speak for 25-30 minutes about how he bought my grandma a house, how he did these things for my grandma. It was just a show for him to show off. And it just makes me feel bad because my mom is going to have to carry that on, and my mom's going to have to live with that. But my mom did what she needed to do. She showed up. She was the person that she needed to be, and that's that. I'm really proud of her because honestly, the way that she has been treated by that family and the way that they talk and the way that they act, I would have never gone back to Pennsylvania. I would have never gone to that funeral. So my mom's a better person than me for that. And I'm very proud of her for choosing to do that and for getting to say her goodbyes. And I just hope that she doesn't carry that with her. And I hope that she's able to live life the way that she deserves to live life despite not having a mom. So yeah, I think that's it for that story. It's just been a lot on me lately thinking about it, and I just don't really like when people use God as like an attack, as a weapon. And that's something that my uncle does, and that's something that a lot of people with church and Christianity do. And I've seen it too many times for me to not talk about it. God is not a weapon, and God has the final say. God is the judge, the juror, not you, not us as people. I just see this upcoming year, there's going to be a lot exposed when it comes to religion, when it comes to religious trauma, when it comes to people who are very like bigoted and people who are all about themselves and who brag and boast about all the things that they have. This is probably the year that people get divorces because they've been in marriages that they've been unhappy in, and they've been in marriages where nobody's really in love and they use it as like a publicity stunt. This is going to be the year where people lose their homes because they've been bragging about it. They've been bragging about how much money they have, but they don't actually have money. They're in debt. This is the year that things like that get exposed, and the change is going to happen. I feel it in my bones, in my soul. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Rest in peace to my grandma. I know that I wasn't loved by her. I know that she didn't care about me, but I still wish her well, and I wish that family well. May they figure things out for themselves, and I pray that everything works out the way that it's meant to work out. We will all get what we deserve, and that's just the truth. Another one of the quotes that has been really sticking out to me lately is, "A lion or a tiger doesn't have to prove to you that it's a lion or a tiger." This talks about people who are constantly bragging about themselves or who constantly talking about themselves. And there's nothing wrong with talking about yourself, but if that's how you like start every conversation, or if that's just like who you are as a person, you're letting your ego speak through you, I guarantee you that these people are hiding something. They probably don't have as much money as they're pretending to have. They probably aren't as happy as they're pretending to be. They don't actually have love in their life like they're pretending that they do. Because a lion or a tiger does not need to prove to you that it's a lion or a tiger. You can tell, you can see it, you can look at it and be like, that's a lion, that's a tiger. A lot of these people are sheeps in wolf's clothing. It pisses me off when I see people who brag and boast and talk about themselves to such a high extent when nobody asked. It would be different if I came up to you and I was like, how are you doing? How's life going? What do you have? But people don't do that. People will walk up to you and be like, do you know how great I'm doing? Do you know what I have? Do you know what I just bought? Do you know this? Did you see this? Did you see that? And it's like, what are you trying to prove? A lot of these people are just insecure, and they're talking because they're tired of hearing their own inner voice. That's truly what it is, and that's what I've been noticing about my uncle, is that there's this inner voice that's telling him that he hates himself. And that happens to a lot of us. We all have an inner voice within us. It's our ego trying to protect us, and this inner voice, this ego, this shadow is like, I want to be heard, but we're ignoring that because we're not listening to our thoughts. We're just talking and talking and talking and talking. Eventually it's going to catch up. Eventually there's going to be something that happens, or just life that happens, and it's like going to shut you up, so that you have to listen to that inner voice and you have to find your own answers within and stop talking and stop talking and stop talking. They want to insert some kind of energetic dominance over you, and they think that they can do that with money, with material items, with their job, whatever. But also know that anybody who's throwing the Bible at you or who is casting judgment and God on you is not God themselves, and they have a lot of inner work to do. Because those of us who love ourselves and who follow a faith and follow our intuition and our own inner guide are not out here trying to change other people's lives, because we understand that only you can do that. It doesn't matter what I see within you. It doesn't matter what I see needs to change for you. I could tell you that all day long, but it doesn't matter unless you choose to change it. That's why I let people find their own way. But I'm always here to help redirect you and to help guide you along the path if you need it, because I'm not there yet either. I'm always walking towards the light. I'm always walking in my truth and trying to uncover more and ascend more and grow more. I'm not perfect by any means, and I don't mean to come off as if I am perfect by any means. So if you feel that way, I do apologize, but that's just the truth. I'm just sick and tired of seeing people brag about how great their life is when they truly don't have the things that they are bragging about. Do some inner work, reflect. Do some shadow work. Write down in your journal, why do I feel like I need to be better than other people? Why do I feel like I need to have all of these things to prove that I am worthy of something? Think about it. Also, some people just really need to be called out. And if I'm going to be the person who has to call you out or has to call people out this year, then that's just going to be me. You can hate me or love me. I don't really give a shit. But if I have to call people out this year, I'm going to call people out. If that's my job, that's my job. Also, I want to be kinder to myself in 2023. I feel like that goes along with everything that I'm already saying, but I can be really mean, especially to myself. I usually keep all of my mean, rude, hateful comments to myself, and then I like use them on myself. But I just want to be kinder to myself, and I want to give myself props for things, and I want to give myself compliments. Like, I'm really good at my job. I'm really good at my jobs. I'm very creative. I'm very talented. I'm pretty, I'm kind, I'm sweet. Like, I have a lot of really great qualities, and I need to stop looking for that in other people and to just recognize that it's already within me and love it and appreciate it within me. And then it will attract the people who are like that, right? That's how life works. We attract people like ourselves, and we attract things like what we're thinking. So I just want to be kinder to myself, because that means I'll also attract more kind people. I just really got to start boosting myself up and be like, you're a bad bitch, period. You're talented, you're good at your job. Like, Virgos are very like critical and judgmental. So it's like, if I wasn't good at this, I would have stopped a long time ago. I wouldn't have pushed so hard to create this. For those of you who don't know, I've been doing social media work for like 7+ years. I've only been getting paid for it for about a year, maybe a little over a year now. It's one of those things that you really have to put a lot of time and energy and dedication into if you want to see a result out of it. And I wanted to give up so many times, but I didn't, because I'm good at it, because I love it, because it provides a lot of purpose and passion and drive for me. And like, I love getting up and filming and creating and seeing where the world's gonna take us. Sure, there are still days of my life that are very boring, and that's normal. That's part of life. Like, my life can't always be exciting and fun and exhilarating and camera worthy, but it also can be. People watch vlogs of people just cleaning. People watch vlogs of people just walking outside, going to the grocery store. Like, that's still entertainment for some people. So if this is you I'm talking to and you're resonating with this, start filming your everyday life. Start filming the basic boring stuff and watch all the really fun stuff that comes into your life as well as a result of you just doing the damn thing. But period. This is the year we really build ourselves up. This is the year we compliment ourselves and we validate ourselves and we tell ourselves that we're doing a good job when we're doing a good job, and we accept it. Some of us have been so sad for so long, and we went through depressive episodes and we went through battles of depression and sadness that it's hard for us to escape out of that. But once you start to feel happy, or once you start to have those moments of happiness, cherish them, document them, record them, write them down, whatever you need to do to hang on to those, because it's a sign that you're going in the right direction, and you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have good things too. You don't deserve to be sad all the time. You don't deserve to be miserable all the time. Those moments are still crucial and part of the process, because they help us to grow and they help us to learn, but they are not where we have to stay, period. All right, besties, we made it back to the car finally. It was about a 2.5 to 3 hour long hike. I haven't hiked that long in a really long time, and I walked like 12+ miles, which is crazy to me. My feet are definitely feeling it though. I do have some blisters on the heels and some blisters on the toes, but it's okay. It was all worth it. I wanted to pop in here to just wrap up today's video, to tell you thank you for listening. This was a really long video for me. I just wanted to conclude by telling you that it's okay to get lost. It's okay to feel lost. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't listen to the people who are telling you that you can't and you won't, because they're only telling you that they don't believe in themselves. And also, what you have and or don't have does not define you or your worth. You are enough, period. And you are always loved here on this channel. Don't forget to hit the like button and comment down below to let me know how you liked this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already. This is my last day in Tulsa, and I wouldn't have wanted to spend it any other way. We will pick up the vlog again when I head back to LA tomorrow. For me, when I'm filming this, we'll do some like grocery shopping and some day in my life type stuff. But that's it for me here in Tulsa, and that's it for me with this video. Thanks again for watching. I love you always. Take care of yourself, stay hydrated, and I will see you next time.